the most courageous act is still to think for yourself aloud. Coco Chanel. True strength isn't always loud or brash. Some women carry their power in quiet confidence, in knowing who they are and what they stand for. They don't need a crowd to validate their worth. They walk a path that's uniquely their own, embracing a mindset that's both rare and powerful. These are the Sigma females. In today's video, we're diving deep into the unique traits of Sigma females, those who stand apart from societal labels, who thrive in their independence, and who embody quiet resilience. If you've ever felt like you just don't quite fit into the typical molds of society, this video is for you. Expect to uncover 5 strong defining signs that you may be a Sigma female. These signs go beyond simple personality traits. They speak to your values, your relationships, and how you approach life. From your natural self-confidence to your choice to prioritize self-growth, each trait reflects a strength that resonates deeply. So, let's get started. Firstly, Sigma females highly value their independence. This isn't just about being able to pay your bills or live on your own. No, this is a deeper, more intrinsic form of independence that defines the way Sigma females navigate their lives. Think of it like this. Sigma females are like cats. You know how a cat is perfectly content with its own company, has its own agenda, and doesn't need constant attention? That's a Sigma female for you. They are self-reliant and self-sufficient, not because they have to be, but because they choose to be. This independence extends to their decision-making process as well. They don't allow societal norms or expectations to dictate their choices. Instead, they forge their own path, making decisions that align with their personal beliefs and values. They don't need a crowd to back them up. They trust their instincts and follow their heart. Their mentality is also distinctly independent. They don't crave validation or approval from others. Instead, they find satisfaction and fulfillment in their own achievements and successes. They're not interested in competing with others, but rather in bettering themselves. They are their own best friend, their own cheerleader, their own critic, and their own mentor. This independence is also reflected in their lifestyle. They are not afraid to walk alone, to explore new paths, or to challenge conventional wisdom. They are comfortable in their own skin and don't feel the need to fit into preconceived societal roles or norms. Sigma females are, in essence, free spirits. They are not bound by the chains of societal expectations or norms. They dance to the beat of their own drum, and they wouldn't have it any other way. In a world that often tries to put us in boxes, Sigma females stand out as fiercely independent, self-reliant individuals who aren't afraid to walk their own path. They embrace their independence, cherish their freedom, and live life on their own terms. If you find yourself resonating with this trait, you might be a Sigma female. Secondly, Sigma females find comfort in solitude. Now, this is not to say they are antisocial or don't enjoy the company of others. Quite the contrary. Sigma women are known to be warm and engaging, but they also cherish their alone time. In these moments of solitude, they find a space to recharge, to reflect, and to grow. It's a time of introspection, where they dive deep into the mysteries of their own minds, exploring their thoughts, emotions, and ideas. It's in these quiet moments that they often find their most profound insights and creative sparks. Unlike many others, who might feel a sense of unease or discomfort in being alone, Sigma females relish in it. They see it not as a sign of loneliness, but as an opportunity for for self-discovery and personal development. In an ever-connected world where our attention is constantly being pulled in a million different directions, the ability to be alone, and more importantly, to enjoy being alone, is a rare and valuable trait. It allows Sigma females to disconnect from external influences and reconnect with themselves, to tune into their own needs and desires, and to navigate life on their own terms. This comfort in solitude also sets Sigma females apart from other personality types. While others might be dependent on social interactions for their happiness and validation, Sigma females find their joy and fulfillment from within. They don't need the noise of the world to feel alive. Their inner world is vibrant and rich enough. And let's not forget, solitude also offers the perfect setting for a good book, a creative project, or even a self-care routine. The Sigma female knows how to transform her alone time into a nurturing sanctuary for her mind, body, and soul. So, if you find yourself relishing your moments of solitude, using them as a springboard for self-reflection and personal growth, then you might just be a Sigma female. Because for them, solitude isn't just about being alone. It's about being alone and loving it. Enjoying your own company might just be another sign of being a Sigma female. Thirdly, Sigma females are selective when it comes to relationships. Now, this doesn't mean they're aloof or cold-hearted. Quite the contrary. They have a deep appreciation for the value of genuine connections, and they're careful about who they let into their inner circle. Imagine having a beautiful garden. You wouldn't want to fill it with every type of flower or plant you come across, would you? No. You'd be selective, choosing only the ones that truly resonate with you, the ones that will thrive in your garden's unique environment. This is how Sigma females approach relationships. They choose quality over quantity, preferring a few close, meaningful relationships over a large number of superficial ones. They know that every person they interact with leaves an imprint on their lives, so they make sure these imprints are positive and enriching, rather than draining or toxic. They're not afraid to say no to relationships that don't align with their values or fulfill their emotional needs. And they're just as comfortable ending relationships that no longer serve them. When it comes to romantic partners, Sigma females apply the same philosophy. They're not swayed by superficial charm or empty promises. They look for depth, authenticity, and mutual respect. They're in no rush to settle down, content to wait for a partner who truly understands and appreciates them. But let's not forget the benefits of this approach. Being selective allows Sigma females to cultivate relationships that are emotionally fulfilling and intellectually stimulating. These relationships empower them, fuel their growth, and provide a safe space for them to be their authentic selves. So, if you find yourself being choosy about your friends and partners, if you prefer deep, meaningful conversations over small talk, if you're not afraid to cut ties with people who drain your energy, well, these are strong signs that you might be a Sigma female. Being picky about who you surround yourself with? Another Sigma female trait. Fourthly, Sigma females have a strong sense of self. This is not just a fleeting feeling or a passing phase. It's a deep-rooted conviction, an unshakable belief in who they are as individuals. You see, a Sigma female doesn't just know her values, she lives them. Each day, every decision is guided by this compass of personal integrity. Now let's be real here. Staying true to oneself in a world that often asks us to conform is no easy task. It's like trying to swim upstream in a river that's determined to push you in the opposite direction. But Sigma females, they're not just strong swimmers, they're champions. They face the current head-on, never losing sight of who they are and what they stand for. This firm sense of self isn't about being stubborn or unyielding. It's about knowing what you believe in and having the courage to stand by those beliefs, even when it's not the popular choice. It's about not compromising your values for the sake of fitting in or pleasing others. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine a Sigma female at a gathering where everyone is enthusiastically endorsing an idea she doesn't agree with. While others might nod along to avoid standing out, she will politely but firmly express her differing viewpoint, not seeking confrontation, but simply refusing to compromise her principles. This strong sense of self also guides their actions and decisions. It's like an inner GPS, constantly pointing them towards choices that align with their values. Whether it's deciding on a career path, choosing friends, or even selecting what to have for dinner, a Sigma female's decisions are a reflection of her true self. So if you find yourself often choosing authenticity over acceptance, integrity over popularity, you might just be a Sigma female. It's not always the easy path, but it's the one that leads to a life that is genuine, meaningful, and true to who you are. Staying true to yourself is a clear sign of being a Sigma female. Lastly, Sigma females are driven by goals, not approval. This trait sets them apart in a world where many are swayed by the opinions of others. Sigma females, on the other hand, are self-contained units of motivation and ambition. They set their own goals, march to their own drum, and they are not deterred by the views of the crowd. Why? Because their sense of self-worth is not tied to what others think of them. They're like marathon runners who train in the dark, pushing themselves to the limit, not for applause or accolades, but for the sheer satisfaction of crossing the finish line. The journey itself is the reward. They're not racing against others, they're racing against themselves, against their own past performances, their own limits. It's about personal growth, not public validation. This characteristic of being self-motivated and not seeking approval often contributes to their success. They're not sidetracked by naysayers or critics. They're not waiting for someone else to give them a pat on the back or a gold star. They are their own toughest critics and their own biggest cheerleaders. In a way, it's liberating. They're not shackled by the need for approval. Their focus is on reaching their goals, on becoming the best they can be. And that, my friends, is a powerful trait to possess. If you're driven by your own goals and not by others' opinions, then congratulations, you might just be a Sigma female. So, did these signs resonate with you? If they did, you might just be part of the Sigma female powerhouse. Let's take a quick journey back through the signs we've discussed. First up, your independence shines brighter than a supernova. You're the master of your own destiny, and no one can take that away from you. Next, your comfort in solitude is not a sign of loneliness, but a testament to your self-assurance. You relish the silence, using it to recharge and center yourself. Then, we talked about your selective approach to relationships. It's quality over quantity for you, every time. Your strong sense of self is admirable. You know who you are, and you're not afraid to stay true to your values. Lastly, you're driven by your goals, not by the need for approval. Remember, being a Sigma female is about embracing your individuality and strength. Stay true to yourself and keep shining.